Is my phone just completely malfunctioning or are people actually here?
We are here. Matthew is at the club trying to set up the Roku TV because the projector stopped work. Well, the projector works, but the connector broke.
Okay, I was just making sure that something wasn't going wrong.
No, well, yes and no.
Okay, I was just making sure that nothing was going wrong on my part.
There you go. Okay, all right.
Okay.
Okay.
God, it's about time, Matthew.
All
We've
right.
we've all been sitting here in super awkward silence.
Oh, this wasn't how I was planning to do this, but whatever. Call this meeting to order at what time is it?
42.
6:42. Let's have a call of the roll call of the officers. President Matthew Barrett here.
Vice President Kayla Sullivan here.
Brandy Wallace, treasurer.
Chandra K, secretary.
Desiree Murphy, board member.
Carol Davis, board member. Sally Gill, board member. Anything here is okay.
Did you hear all that?
Yes, I got everybody accounted for. And then Connor, stop. And then guest, please.
We've got a couple of guests. So we've got Maisha Mosley.
Present.
And what is the name of your guest?
What do you mean?
Oh,
Oh, my son, he's out playing basketball.
okay. Okay. All right.
At least he's doing something. What's in their play today?
If there's a ball bouncing.
And then Matthew, if you can make me the host, I can share my screen.
All right. There you go. All right, so there's our agenda. So we have the September minutes need to be read and approved. Chandra's pulling those up on the screen. Pretty simple.
Would anybody like to move that we accept the minutes?
Sally,
I move that we accept the September board meeting minutes.
Seconded.
we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Usually there's always.
This is the audio bid. That was the next thing on the audio upgrades.
Very good. So we have a bid from Wicked Home Theater, and I can testify he's giving us a very significant discount on these outdoor speakers, the 6 speakers.
I also went through and compared prices, and it's been pretty reasonable.
All right. Sally,
My one question is, having the 6 outdoor speakers, are they going to be where they cannot be accessed by people just coming around? Because being that they're outdoors and we don't have somebody here 24/7, people could just come and take them.
Well, to clarify, these are outdoor speakers. They will not be outdoors.
Okay.
These
that's
are
all I
going to
need
be
know.
inside the building. So this is a proposal for an audio upgrade to this space here, as would be used by bingo and other events
Okay, thank you.
Like these meetings here.
like this.
Sorry.
Yeah, wouldn't be nice to have a technological improvement. All right,
I am raising my hand.
oh,
Sorry,
all right.
but it didn't work. I was just going to move that we purchase these as we have compared the prices, and this would be including installation. So I move that we accept this current bid and upgrade the audio. I mean, technically it was already approved. It's just,
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
I am trying to raise my hand, but I'm not
Oh.
being
yeah,
very
it's not work-
successful with my, I'm on my phone. So just confirming that the purchase is going to be coming from the bingo fund, because general fund doesn't have enough money to support this purchase.
That's a valid point. I mean, it would be a bingo upgrade.
Wasn't that what we originally agreed to forever back when we started talking about this?
Yeah,
Was that
this,
it would come out of the bingo fund because it mostly benefited them?
well, it was originally supposed to come out of our,
The grant.
yes.
Yeah, that grant money got used up in other things. I'm concerned about approving this coming out of the bingo fund when we don't have a representative of bingo here.
Agreed. I will recant my, and bring it up at the next meeting.
All right,
Just table it.
Sally?
Just table it.
I believe, Sally's,
what I meant.
being our parliamentarian, the proper term is table it. We're going to table it to the next meeting.
Okay. Okay, and this was tabled from the last meeting with the dance committee. Go ahead, sorry.
Before we do that, one of the reasons, I'm sorry, I didn't get this on the agenda. I invited our guest because I wanted her to talk about what she does and potential partnerships with the club. And these meetings, we still haven't been able to get them under an hour and a half. So I would like her to have the option of leaving at her leisure after she speaks.
I'm fine with that.
Can we let her go next? So, Maisha, you want to come over here and,
I don't know, is it on camera?
well, she's sharing her screen right now, so they're all seeing what you're seeing there, a bunch of text on a page.
Okay.
But everybody, this is Maisha Mosley, and you'd be able to see her on our
If
camera.
she doesn't want to be seen, just like have her step a little to either her right or left. and have her talk. Like, I get it. That's why my camera's always off.
She stepped up to the camera. She chose to step up to the camera. Maisha, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Okay, so I'm Maisha. My promotions company is Miss My Presents. Small business, only person, it's just me. But I do events here in Kitsap. I have just recently put on a teen dance. I've been doing events for about 5 years officially now. I was the part of the fundraising group for Warren Avenue Pee-wees. I've helped do toiletry drives and things for George's House. I've also worked with Doc Loves the Kids. I have put on comedy shows, gala type events, I guess you would say, like dinners with, music and things like that. I'm currently on the committee for the South Kitsap Chamber Gala that's going on this weekend. So just kind of all things event, except for weddings and baby showers. We talked about that.
We're working on it. We're working
Yeah,
on it.
I don't know about weddings and baby showers. But yeah, I'm kind of just all around events, helping create ideas, as well as if you would say fertilize ideas. If you have things that you're looking to do, I can kind of help guide in a way, or help you expand on what you're trying to do. So yeah, that's kind of it in a nutshell. My daytime job, I work for Astound Broadband. I'm their event coordinator, so I work with a lot of like approving sponsorship letters and working with budgets and things like that. So yeah.
So I invited Maisha here for a couple of reasons. The potential partnerships with the West Side Improvement Club. First of all, she's built a lot of her brand about being the person who knows what is going on. People go to her to find out what's going on. So this is why I had Chandra send her all of our flyers, and I'm hoping we can continue to do that. And that's something that so we get them to Maisha, and people go to her to find out what's going on, and she'll tell them, hey, here's an event. This is what's going on. So, and that's something, I mean, that benefits you and us. There is also the possibility of her choosing our venue as a spot for one of her events. Now that you've seen the place,
For sure.
any thoughts on that?
Well, I love the kitchen area. Definitely some kind of dinner function. The parking lot would be awesome for like a neighborhood, like block party, if you will, with, music and vendors and food and things like that. So those are the things that initially come to mind.
Yeah.
Definitely a good spot for live music, something like that, for sure.
Okay. All right, so keep us in mind for that.
It makes me very excited.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And then there was also the possibility of we could collaborate on something in the future.
For sure.
So we have an events committee that meets, and so I'll make sure they get your contact information.
Okay.
So that Sally will make sure that you get their contact, they get your contact information, so that they know that you're a potential resource there.
Yes, and anything that you guys have going on, I've already told people about the haunted house and the trunk or treat and things like that, because there's no haunted houses in Kitsap right now. The
No,
fairground,
they're posting all over our birthday.
Yeah.
Is there anything?
yeah, fairgrounds isn't doing theirs.
The high school is doing it this year.
I know. So yeah,
We are desperate for candy donations, so if you were able to help get the word out about that, that would be a great assist.
Yeah, send me whatever you have,
And-
tag me, and I can share it and do all those. If you guys have Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook, okay, that's really the only one. I'm good. So,
We
yes.
need people for trunks too, right? Not just candy donations, but also people to do trunks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, she's a potential resource, and I feel like there's options here. She meets with us, and we find out what our common interests are. I feel like there's a lot of potential collaboration there.
Absolutely.
Can we get her email address, please?
Sally's all over it.
Okay.
Sally's got it. You want to take a picture of that, send it to Chandra?
Or I can just print it out and give it to her.
Okay, that works. All right, any other questions for Maisha? Or Ms. Mai Mai?
Miss Mine presents.
Yeah. All right,
And I am an official business, like business license, even insurance, all the things, so.
yeah.
Just legit, I'm legit.
What, do you have set rates? So you could tell us if our events committee wanted to say, hire you for an event,
Mhm.
you know,
We can negotiate. I've always just assisted
Mhm.
and then, it's usually been like with friends or family, or like I said, I was on the board for Warren
Right.
Avenue, so I don't really have like a set fee. But
okay,
it's something like depending on what all exactly needs to be done.
right, you would have to find out what they need. That makes sense.
Decorations, like, it just depends on, what all is needed, like we were talking about if we had a band or if there was food or if, decided to do, the liquor and all that kind of stuff. So just depending on what all
Okay.
need to be done, but you're a nonprofit, I'm not gonna like.
Yeah.
We're a community, so it's about working together and making things work and.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Maisha grew up in this community. She actually was she was in the first class
Of West
Of
Hills.
West Hills. Before it became the STEM Academy, back when it was just West Hills Elementary.
Teacher there.
Possibly,
Gil,
it's very possible.
Mrs. Gil.
I was there with Miss Hammergren and Miss Mo and Zimwater. Zimwater? Zimmerman or Zim something.
We have the new membership rates. What is the membership up to?
$20 for individuals.
$20 a year.
$20 a year.
Okay.
And like I said, that includes the annual dinner,
Gotcha.
Katrina son, and then and then they have a price for kids too.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
If there's nothing else for me, I'm gonna feed my kid. He has football today, so.
Yeah.
I'll let you know for meeting next week.
Okay.
If you want to come join. us.
Perfect. Yeah, let me know. Like I said, he has football on Mondays, but if it's away or you'll work out.
All right.
Thank you for coming. Of course. Thanks for having me. We'll chat.
Okay. And there she goes. All right, next, now let's get to the report from the Finance Committee.
I don't really have anything to report new from last week to this week, other than I'm just working on budget. I will have the final budget for 2021 done for the board, or for the I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get a finance. My goal is to get a finance committee together next week or the week after, before the membership meeting, so I can present the 2021 budget, the 2022 estimated budget with year-to-date next to it, and a 2023 estimated budget based on 2022 numbers year-to-date. So that's my goal. Of course, I wanted to get it done this week, but I'm got a stupid cold, so
Hey.
running behind. So, but anyway, so that's my goal, get those budgets. This is going to be a main budget. I looked on I see on the agenda, it says whether committees can have budgets. So I don't know if that's a policy decision from the membership or if it's a board, but I'm going to do an overall budget with bingo, kitchen,
Yeah,
general fund. Those are the three,
that's what I
top
would
tiers.
expect. Yeah, this may be flashing back to when I first became president and we spent my first board meeting arguing for over an hour over whether committees should have budgets at all. So I think the answer is yes, but thank you for putting that in there so we can make that decision official, Chandra. So yeah, so the proposed budget, we should expect that. You said there's going to be a meeting next week for what, Finance Committee?
Yeah, it'll be
Okay.
definitely sometime before the next board
Before the next
meeting.
board meeting is fine.
Yeah, and I promise it won't be on Halloween night. It may not be on a Monday night, but we'll get one together.
That sounds very reasonable. I'm just glad we can talk about the topic without a fight.
Yeah, and I'll have like what I know of that would be a budget. I don't know if it's committee driven or I don't know what the term is, topic driven, but I'll have the overall main budget for the club, and then the sub budgets, I guess, maybe
Yeah,
would be events and then facility.
Yep.
Those are the two that I would know based on revenue and expenses. So that's my budget. Now, from the main budget, you guys would have to deviate out of the main budget what you want for committees. And so before we go down the committee level, let's look at the main budget and the events and facilities first, because there may not be any money. Or there may be
Well,
lots of
that-
money and
wow, this
you're
makes it
under
sound like a
giving
plan.
them. Right, or there might be lots of money and you're not giving them enough. So
Yeah, yeah.
So
No, that
give me-
makes
give me
perfect
another-
sense.
okay.
You
So
have,
that's,
take your time. You rush a miracle, man, you get rotten miracles.
and I have most of it all inputted, but I need to go through and like take out the soda expenses, trying to decipher janitorial supplies. So, I mean, it's not gonna be 100% perfect, but it'll be a lot better than hopefully what was presented before, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word.
Anything is better than what we, yeah.
So yeah, so that's the plan there. I do need to follow up with the payroll people. I'm looking to try and find out if we are what type of employment coding that we are, and I'm having a hard time finding that. So I'm going to be reaching out to Employment Security this week to see if they can give that to me. I'm still fighting with Department of Revenue. Last I heard, Don was going to send a formal letter to change the governing body of the West Side Improvement Club, because they won't talk to me because I'm not a governing body. And so that's the last of the taxes or fees or whatever you want to call, not fees, but the Department of Revenue wants their money that we make off of what we make for a nonprofit. And so the guy's really nice. He's our representative. So there's not any issues there, but it's just trying to get through the state, because I have to change it through the state first. Anyways, long story short, I think I'm working on it. So it's hopefully I'll have that done by the end of the month. So those are the things that I'm working on.
Very good. Thank you.
Mhm.
And I see we're still seeking candy donations and trunk volunteers. So that was mentioned earlier, and I saw the note in the chat. Cheryl, thank you for speaking up there.
And I have 5 bags too that I'm will be bringing Thursday, the 5 big bags.
Excellent,
Candy,
excellent.
so I have those. And then I'll be picking up $25 worth that Sally donated from her winnings from the membership meeting. So I'll get that before Thursday and bring that as well.
Very cool. Thank you, Brandy.
You're welcome.
I see here we're gonna need manpower for the haunt setup and tear down.
Good possibility, yes.
Okay. So I'll make a note of that. The haunt setup is Thursday, isn't it?
Well, it's Friday. I talked to the league, but I would love to at least tear down some tables and stuff after bingo Thursday if we can. If not, I'll be in here bright and early Friday morning.
Okay. Okay. When is candy due and where?
You here, you can drop it off any day during bingo.
Yeah, drop the candy off any day during bingo.
Or make arrangements, somebody.
Technically, if you have a login or, if you have a key code, you could drop it off at any day.
Yeah, and if
Yeah.
you're a member of this board and you don't have a key code, please see Chandra.
I think I got everybody, but yes.
Oh.
Put it in a bag, label it.
Yeah.
candy donation or trunk or
Yeah.
treat, and
Drop it off.
we'll get it to where it needs to go.
Yeah, just put a good label on it and drop it off. It'll be fine.
Yeah, just put it in the kitchen or something.
Yeah. And I see Kayla in the chat offering to volunteer if it happens to be when her daughter's in school for both setup and takedown. So good, good.
Thank you, Kayla.
All right. And the U-Haul for transport is more expensive than originally thought.
Yes.
Please tell us more.
Well, we initially thought it would be what, 20 something for the rental, which is correct.
Mm-hmm,
I looked at the largest 19-footer you could get,
mm-hmm,
or for the 1999 you could get. But it's $1.89 per mile of gas. I didn't even think about gas, insurance, all that stuff.
mm-hmm.
And that's, and I wanna like reserve it to pick up in Port Orchard, because that's where I gotta load it. And drop it off in Bremerton, because I'm hoping it'll be one trip. Cram that thing full, and whatever I can't get in there will go in my pickup. So I'll drop it off here and then reverse it the next, or Monday. So, but the gas and everything's gonna add up to more than the $100 that we were looking at.
All right, so we need to increase that budget. What are we thinking?
So hang on. What, Farrell, what is the first day that you need to take, that you need to start getting stuff to the club?
Friday morning. I thought, well, if I have a crew here, I could get them started, or just, as long as we get tables tore down while I'm bringing stuff over.
Well, you said this Friday?
Yes, yeah, it's this Friday, and then the following Monday is the take back, or the takedown, and have to transport everything back.
Okay, I was gonna offer for you to borrow the Dodge, but our friend is borrowing it hunting in Eastern Washington right now, and I don't think he's gonna get back until the 23rd. Okay, never mind. I was trying to be helpful. Just kidding.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
So what do you think the cost would be for daily U-Haul?
Well, it's $19.95 a day, but then you have to pay mileage and gas, right?
So $1.99 for gas per mile and insurance. So it would be closer to how much? per day?
$14 for insurance, the $1.89 a gallon, or the mileage, and it's 15 miles from my house to here.
now, as someone who worked insurance, you don't need their insurance. It's optional. You can say no.
Yeah, you don't have to technically take it. You can do the $19.95 a day, and then it's what, $1, whatever, a or a mile.
I'll round it up to $2, it's $30 for gas.
All right.
Well,
what-
gas depends on what the gas level is in the U-Haul when you get it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So basically,
just-
would
You just have to give it
200
back with the same amount.
Would 200 cover it, do you think?
I would think it would be more, I think that would be plenty with a little cushion, yes.
Yeah. All right.
I move that we increase her budget for the U-Haul from 100 to 200, and anything that doesn't get spent just gets kept in the bank.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Motion carry, oh, sorry, sorry, I got, all in favor?
I
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
So this brings us to the garden tractor.
Joanna sent me a message that says that she was able to get a quote for the tractor for disposal fees and tractor rental. It would be about $500, and her husband would do the labor for free. So she is asking for a $500 allowance to do the garden. To use the tractor to clear away all of the garden, weeds and all that. Apologies.
And if the Boy Scouts like offered to help with stuff, right?
I believe so, yes.
It maybe I know that I'm stepping down from the garden committee and stuff. And I know that I'm basically just consultation on it and everything right
You're still a
now.
member of the committee, you're just not chair, so you're,
I just feel like $500 to clear out grass and weeds is kind of extreme when you have an entire Boy Scout troop that's going to volunteer for physical labor and such. You have the homeschool volunteers and stuff. Maybe I'm just being petty, but I feel like $500 just to clear out grass and weeds is kind of a little bit much, but that's just my opinion.
I mean, we did figure out a way to do it for cheaper cost by doing the black plastic or the cardboard, correct?
Yeah, if we laid down cardboard or plastic over, because we already established, correct, that a majority of the work is not going to be done this year, that it's next season, that it's all going to be done. If we lay down a bunch of cardboard or plastic, or even there's companies that you can buy, so when they take down billboards, that fabric, that it's not a canvas, it's like a woven plastic basically. Yeah, it's like a woven plastic. Like you can get that really cheap. And all we would have to do is clear out that mound in the middle, pull out the frames for the raised beds that were there before, lay down plastic or cardboard or whatever, let it smother throughout the winter, and then all of the weeds and everything are gone for them to plant clover next spring.
so what is it that, yeah, because it does sound like you can just do sheet mulching.
Agreed.
What,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And honestly, like it would be way cheaper to just do a sheet mulching, or even just if we bought bark to pile up on there. I know she doesn't want bark because she wants the kids to be able to run through there barefoot and everything. But like, if there are most definitely cheaper ways to do it than bringing in a tractor, because the other thing that I brought up to her is that fence is going to have to be taken down for any kind of small tractor or excavator or anything to get in there. So in addition to renting the tractor and her husband doing all the labor, he's also going to have to pull down the fence and then re-stretch and put the fence back up.
yep.
You could do the same thing.
I wanted to point out that we do also have a bunch of black plastic that we are going to be using for the haunt. We could potentially take any that has been, shredded or ripped up, etc., and use that to lay down, so we wouldn't even have to purchase any more.
If we're using.
Almost definitely. And Cheryl just brought up the rototiller, which you can ask Chandra. Usually I hate rototillers, but renting a rototiller to go through there, tear up all the grass, flip it, and then put the black plastic down on it would be way cheaper, and it would do the exact same thing. Because didn't she say that she had her husband go through there, and according to him, there's no concrete, right?
Right?
Yeah,
So a rototiller absolute maximum is going to go down 6 to 8 inches.
so if we use black plastic as the weed barrier for sheet mulching, that can cause problems with the plants later on.
Well, but the only
yeah.
thing that
You can,
the only thing that you would use the black plastic for is killing off. You wouldn't leave it on the ground and plant on top of it.
all right, we need to.
You'd pull it up in the spring, and then you would plant where the black plastic was. You wouldn't leave the black plastic down and then plant in the black plastic.
All right, that's fine. Desiree, you've missed the last few meetings, so I'll remind you that we're trying to have me call on people and we don't interrupt, okay?
I apologize.
It's all right. It happens. So, all right, so it sounds like we need to get with the garden committee and or subcommittee and get their representatives in here and talk to them about this again.
As long as it's a Monday, a Tuesday, or a Friday, I'm available.
All right.
I just, in my opinion, I feel like $500 just to clear out the grass that's in there is a little bit overkill.
Okay,
But like,
Sally.
but like she's got written here, $500, and then Joanna's husband is going to do the work, but there's a $400 disposal fee. That'd be $900.
No, it's a $100 disposal fee.
Okay, suddenly I can only get part of it, I can't get it all.
It says so the reason we're paying $500 is because it would need a $400 for the rental and $100 disposal fee. So yeah, we need to look into the sheet mulching as an alternative. Okay. And this brings us to new business. And we've had Maisha Mosley. All right, this isn't exactly, I know I was a president, I'm not allowed to to propose. This is my pet idea here. So I'll just explain it to everybody. We lost our building committee in part because of frustrations where they would bring a business person here, a contractor, and no one was available to unlock. And this happened multiple times. And they quit in frustration. They are still members of the club. They are still supportive on the community level. But now that we've got that key code to let people in, I think that we should give each of them their own code as an apology. From here on out, those two gentlemen, John Becker and Ron Scherer, should be able to let themselves in. Now, this building will never be locked to them again. They've both served on this board multiple times. They took turns being my vice president. It's no more risk giving them codes than it is for anybody else on the board, as far as I'm concerned. And we've got cameras and it'll record who unlocked. But I would like to do this for these gentlemen as a gesture of apology. Sally.
I move that we give these two gentlemen codes so they can get into the building as needed, when they need to.
I second.
Second,
Farrell beat you.
Mr. Connor, I see what you're saying, and that's totally cool.
Okay.
But their issue was they couldn't be here to open the door and no one else would open the door. That's where their frustration.
No, they were here in that parking lot.
Because they had keys. He was a board member.
They didn't have keys. They gave them back because
Oh.
they weren't board members anymore.
Okay. I thought
And then
they-
no one was there to unlock for them.
Okay, I get it now.
Yeah,
I thought I was under the assumption they had their own keys.
no,
They just couldn't meet the people themselves, so they needed someone to do it.
no, thank you for the clarification. Let's be clear. They had keys at one point and then they gave them back.
Okay,
And then they volunteered they were both so overworked that they didn't want to, nobody wanted to be chair. They agreed to be co-chairs together.
Yeah.
But neither of them had keys. And so they needed to have somebody else unlock.
Okay.
So we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. All right, we have election ballots going out in November. We still need board participants. I'm considering rephrasing that. We need participants at the level of board member. But believe me, you will never be board participants as far as this is concerned. Any other nominations that come to mind? Let us know. And then we have the STEM Academy PTA seeking a sponsorship. Who can tell us more about this?
So Susie had hoped to be here tonight, but she had an unexpected guest show up. She was requesting money for the STEM Academy, or the school is at the end of National right here, the closest. I can't think of the name.
STEM Academy?
I'm sorry?
The STEM Academy?
Yes, just, yeah, right there next to the club.
Yeah.
She is seeking, the PTA is seeking a sponsorship from the West Side Improvement Club of $100 or more.
Okay. We would need to know, yeah, for what. We might want to table this
Yeah.
until she can be here. That's not a proposal.
Correct. And then she was also seeking helpers for the marble tournament for the Boy Scouts in January that's being hosted here at the club. She's looking for helpers with that.
Can we get a write-up on what the helpers would be doing? I think if I can get a half-page write-up on what the job would be, I can pass that around when I'm going around the community. There's folks.
Okay, I will ask her.
And we have a proposal for bingo.
So I had hoped they would be here, but I will show, this is what I was given today. Let me make that a little bigger for you guys. Is that too big?
Okay. If it's all right, I'd like to read through this whole thing. I'm going to read it out loud.
Yes.
I read it a decent clip, so shouldn't take too long. September numbers were down a bit. However, we are still in the black. October has already shown an increase in attendance. Yay. The kitchen has had many compliments and seen steady business. At this time, we would like to propose we hire a kitchen manager working approximately 24 hours per week at minimum wage. Said employee would take over shopping, planning, and routine cleaning needed for kitchen operation during bingo. Also, this employee would be responsible for successfully completing the state required kitchen management certification as per the health department requirements within 30 days of hire. Hiring a kitchen manager for Bingo Kitchen would also provide the licensed individual needed for all other club events. And at that point, I'm kind of embarrassed that they have to propose this to us, but I'll keep reading. We have recently come to the conclusion it would be highly beneficial to hire a kitchen manager. At this time, bingo manager and assistant manager are completing these tasks at a much greater cost, approximately $470 a week. Hiring a minimum wage position, approximately $340 a week, would save an average of $130 a week in wages. Bingo will also not be replacing the position of floor worker, which recently became open due to the new position of club floater. We are confident we can run bingo on 4 employees using the on-call floater when necessary. Additionally, this will allow bingo manager and assistant manager the opportunity to focus on increasing profits. We will be taking a more hands-on approach to advertising and publicity for bingo. Sally.
I move that we hire a kitchen manager.
Cheryl, I see a hand up.
Just a minute. Ah. Can't find it.
All right, we have a motion on the table.
I'm here now. I couldn't find the button. Can I still talk?
Yes, I would like to get a second or the motion dies.
Okay, go ahead with that.
Do I hear a second?
I second.
All right. Now we can discuss. Cheryl, what are your thoughts?
Okay, well, I had two things. Like one of them was back on the PTA sponsorship. Just to add that originally we were giving money. I think it was around 50 or 100 to 5 PTAs at the beginning of each school year in January, which Dawn did not do. But that was part of our regular donations plan to help with the PTAs. And so it's nothing new. We were doing that all along, but then it lapsed. On the okay, you have the kitchen manager, but it looks like it's a one pony show. So the question is, people are going to get sick, or what's the backup plan for this person if something happens? I mean, what's going to happen if they can't be there because they're sick, for example? You do not do food. I'm just trying to get an idea about the backup for it.
Well, we currently have bingo staff providing food. The bingo
Right.
staff are already doing this without
Right.
a kitchen manager. So if the kitchen manager got sick, we would be no worse off than we are at right now.
But you would be pulling bingo staff to do it, that because you're talking about cutting down and doing the floater and everything. I just worry about
No, they are not
bingo
talking
suffering.
about pulling. No, they are not pulling bingo staff to do this.
Okay.
They're talking about hiring somebody.
Yeah, I know that, but what if that person was not there? I just wanted to know then who steps in so we could still serve food to our customers.
If that person got sick, we'd be in the same position we are at right now with the bingo staff running the kitchen.
They're going to take it over, just like, all right, so that's the backup plan is.
That's the
to
backup
do-
plan.
All right, that's fine. Okay. Because then they
Yeah.
talked about not hiring, replacing the floor worker, but having like an on-call floater kind of thing. And I just wondered that somehow we could get caught where we don't have enough people to run bingo because of that.
Well, this would help prevent that, because this way they
Okay.
were, at least while this person is well, when they're not sick, yeah, they would,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, all right.
you'd
The
be
one
able to
other
handle
thing
it.
is Sean was doing janitorial stuff in the cleaning, and there were some issues, got into time and stuff. Will this person be expected to do janitorial stuff like Sean was doing, or is this going to be totally focused on the kitchen?
No, just focused on the kitchen.
Okay, all right. That's all I have to say.
Chandra?
Didn't they just move to remove this position and absorb it into bingo?
That would, well, no, that was, I mean, I think what you may be referring to is me saying that we don't need a kitchen committee. And I had a couple of people show me that I was presumptuous in making that, so it didn't move forward.
No, I mean that it was proposed that we remove the kitchen manager and that the bingo people would take on the responsibilities and all of the costs and all that of the kitchen. I was just wondering what happened there. Did it just not work out?
All right, Farrell?
They are still taking on the responsibility. But you're paying, they're trying to save the club money, bingo money, is what it looks like.
Okay.
So you have those two, the manager and the assistant manager doing all that work. With that wage, they hire someone to do that part of it,
Yeah.
right?
So basically going back to what we had before.
Not really. No,
That's where I'm confused.
yeah.
So, as I understand it, when we originally talked about bingo taking over the kitchen, they were only taking over the kitchen for bingo. We were supposed to still have a kitchen manager for other events and stuff like that.
Okay.
that was my understanding, because we would still have a kitchen manager for other events. They just took over kitchen and janitorial for bingo.
Okay, thank you for
And
that
then left.
clarification. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carries. All right, we will be accepting applications for a kitchen manager. And this brings us to the final item of business. John Becker is going to be running the February rummage sale.
I do want to add on to here. So he sent me a message via text just before the meeting started. And I do just want to read this to you just to kind of give you an idea of, so I just like to share this with you. One moment. I'll pull it up. Okay, so he says, Chandra, 3 things. Remind the board that there were 7 members at the regular October meeting. I believe we should have coverage at the club. There were 7 members that were at the clubhouse and that were not received by any of the board because none of us were there. And
Yep.
he was very upset about this, as were the others. And so the Zoom option basically needs to be as last case scenario as possible is what he's recommending. 2, he asked if there was going to be a Thanksgiving meal during the first Saturday in November. I did let him know that what our current plan is to combine the Thanksgiving and the Christmas dinner and make it a holiday meal after the Founder's Day celebration on December 3rd, so that we have combined them to help with save costs and also use this as a membership rally. Hold on, sir. And then he said he will coordinate the February garage sale. Have a great board meeting. Thanks, John.
Mhm.
So basically, he is still very interested in the happenings of the club and the board. And I do hope that giving him his own code will assist with that. Connor, please.
Yeah, it sounds like he wants to make sure that he has the support for what he does here. And I think that that's valid. Now,
Agreed.
I personally, it's hard to say. I mean, we can say that Zoom is a last minute option, but all of us, I think if we had already said that Zoom was a last minute option, I don't think the number of people who are currently on Zoom for this meeting would have changed. Because
This is Desiree. Can I say something really quick?
yeah, go ahead.
I apologize. I didn't want to interrupt, but like obviously I'm getting off of the board. I will still be a member, so I'll still be coming to membership meetings, but driving at night for me is a very big issue. And like personally, I live in Silverdale. So the only reason that I have been able to come to meetings for the entire time that I have been a member is because of Zoom. If Zoom wasn't an option, I wouldn't be able to attend these meetings. It is not safe for me to drive at night.
Yeah.
So personally, in my opinion, the Zoom meetings have been a blessing, like super awesome, in my opinion, for people that either can't drive at night or can't make it or whatever. I don't care about COVID. Zoom should always be an option, in my opinion, for many reasons.
I completely agree. And that's really what I was getting at, is that I don't think the number of people would have changed if we had told everyone that it was absolutely a last minute option. Or, you know,
Agreed.
because every single person who is on Zoom right now has a very good reason to be on Zoom right now. They have illness that they don't want to spread. They have children they need to be taken care of. They have lots of good reasons. And I think, however, what they're saying here, okay, how do I say this? You know the reason I'm here every meeting? Because I live next door. The one time that this fell through and disappointed people is the time that I couldn't be there. So the lesson to me, I would like this board to make sure that we have protocols in place that when I, the one person who lived next door and I'm automatically going to be here in person, I'm going to be here in person if there's 2 feet of snow. When I can't be here, we need people to step up. And I think that that took us by surprise. And that's okay, because it didn't happen again. We had a meeting again, which I could not attend, the next week. And we met and we had people set up for it and people stepped up. We understand. So I don't think that we need to be doing anything different. We accept acknowledging the mistake that we made and planting for it to never happen again, which is already what we've been doing. I do think any and all gestures of support in the direction of John Becker, Rex Tauscher, and the other people who got left out that day would be great. I don't think this is about Zoom. I think that Zoom is an easy scapegoat when this happens. Chandra, is your hand still up? I couldn't tell if it was newly
No,
up.
I can't put it down.
Okay, just making sure. Yeah.
It's a personal problem. Leave me alone, Farrell.
He just wants to be acknowledged.
I might have taken a pill for that. I don't know. Anyways. Last thing is just the events coming up.
All right, we've got events. We've got the haunt, the trunk or treat, general membership meeting, and the board meeting.
No,
Miss Sally,
I have a question. Are we going to have an events meeting next Monday?
mhm.
I don't think so. Not with it being,
right after the haunt?
yeah.
I'm asking because I was talking to Maisha.
Oh.
I thought,
And I'm going, you know, that we would let her know if we're gonna meet.
Right, so let's let her know.
There's definitely we can't meet.
well, we'll all be here. I mean, most of us will be here.
Yeah, there will be a events meeting on Halloween, whether we let her know. All right, so yeah, let's just keep Maisha involved. Miss Allen?
I move that we adjourn.
That's it.
We have a motion and a second. Motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
And then Chandra can finally put her hand down.
It's gone numb at this point.
No, she won't. No, put her hand down. She's always has an opinion. Don't
I
worry.
do always have an opinion. I could talk for hours if I wasn't so.
It's always up. It's true.
Well, we actually got this done in an hour.
Good job, everybody. Congratulations. So proud.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Also,
Onward,
before
upward.
Matt, Matthew, before you sign off, I do apologize earlier for interrupting. I'm sorry.
Oh, good grief, Desiree. This is a learning process for all of us. And, you know, I have to be careful that the rules are not here to stifle discussion, but they can be used that way. So thank you for understanding those rules in the spirit that they were intended. Yeah.
Also, I didn't bring it up because I didn't propose it on new business earlier. But if anybody wants to start a crochet club, I would definitely love to participate in that.
Okay.
Was that people being excited there? I didn't.
There was a certain amount of enthusiasm. Yeah.
Are you willing to teach, Desiree?
Absolutely. As long
Kayla
as-
has interest, I have interest, and there are others. I believe Shonda also does crochet.
As long as people will listen to me about their tension, most definitely. And also, can we do it when it's not dark?
Kayla's interested.
How about we do it during the middle of the day when our kids are at school? Because the ones that are interested usually have the small kids.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
boy.
Do it.
Okay, so Desiree has volunteered to be the chair of a new group.
I'm
Okay.
not on the, I'm not gonna be on the crochet board, but I will
No,
participate.
it's not a board. It's a chairperson. There's a difference.
Yeah. All right. All right. So yes, please reach out on the leadership chat or wherever else you find appropriate to the people who have expressed interest.
Sounds like a plan. All right. All right.
Anything else? All right. Thank you all.
I'm just really getting tired, so I'll see y'all next week.
See y'all next week.
Or next time, whatever.
I
Yeah,
am
weird.
embarrassed.
Honor, tell everybody good night.
The first.
Good night, Connor.
The first meeting.
It's 8 o'clock.
Actually, nobody